I'm Erika Riggs, one of the founding partners here at Disability Law Group, and I want to talk to you about continuing disability reviews, or CDRs. If you are receiving disability benefits, chances are that you will at some point in time receive continuing disability review paperwork. A CDR is a way for Social Security to determine if you should still be considered disabled and continue receiving disability benefits. It's very common that Social Security will send claimants who are receiving disability benefits CDR paperwork, usually every few years. So if you receive the paperwork for a CDR, don't worry. The key is to make sure that you complete all of the questions and that you answer them honestly and as thoroughly as possible. Social Security usually gives you a limited time frame to review the information, complete the paperwork, and send it back to them for review. So it's important that you answer all of the questions honestly and that you return the documents as quickly as you can within the time frame that Social Security gives you. The good news is that once Social Security receives your paperwork, they're often determined that you continue to meet the disability criteria, and so you likely won't hear anything else from Social Security. Some of the common questions that Social Security will ask in the CDR paperwork are about work and your current medical status. So they'll likely ask you if you've returned to work since you've been approved for disability benefits. When they ask you about your medical condition, Social Security wants to know if you're currently taking any medications or if you're currently seeing doctors or have had any changes in your medical care. When they're reviewing the answers to these questions, Social Security is trying to determine if you've stayed the same, if you've become any worse or have any new conditions, or if you've improved. The most important thing here again is that you are being honest. If you have not returned to work since you were approved for disability benefits, say that. I have not returned to work. If you have returned to work, you will want to make sure that you clearly state what type of work you're doing, how many hours you're working, and how much you are making. If you have kept pay stubs or important tax documents to confirm your earnings, you will want to send all of that information to Social Security. Keep in mind that even if you have not returned to work full-time and you're working part-time, Social Security is going to look at your gross monthly income or your pre-taxed earnings. When you're answering the questions about your medical condition, your providers, and your medical care and medications, again, you want to make sure that you are answering those questions honestly. I recommend that my clients keep a journal or a log of all of the medical care, including any hospital visits, new doctors or specialists, or any kind of test or other types of new medical updates, because if Social Security needs that information, you have it all in one place to be able to give that to Social Security. Once you've answered all of the questions, you should see a spot for remarks or additional information that you could supply to support your case. So if you want to give more information or details about the limitations that you have, maybe there's some examples you can give about how your condition stayed the same or even became worse. For example, if you need to take naps that are longer during the day, or you need additional help that you didn't need before because of your new or worsening conditions, you want to provide those examples so that Social Security can understand what you're going through and be confident that you should still be found disabled. This is where I would advise you to really take the time to think about what's changed and certainly what has become worse since you have been approved for disability benefits. So maybe you need more help around the house or getting to appointments. Maybe your symptoms make you have more bad days where you're not able to leave your home, or you need to take naps that are longer, or you need extra support. Any examples you have to show that your condition is either the same or worse than when you were approved would be really helpful to provide. If you've required more emergency room care, or you're on new medications because the treatment that you had before has not been working, you want to make sure to indicate that in this paperwork. If you have returned to work and you need special accommodations such as special supervision or times where you're allowed to go into work late, leave early, you need any special device or support in order for you to get the work done, you want to make sure to take the time to indicate that. The more support you can give so that Social Security understands the full and accurate picture of what you're going through, the better for your case. The key here is to help Social Security understand that you have not improved. Keep in mind, Social Security has the burden at this stage to show that your condition has not only improved, but significantly improved in order for you to be cut off disability benefits. The only exception to this is if you've returned to work and you've exceeded your trial work period months. So if you've worked more than 9 months above the trial work period level in a rolling 5-year window, then you could be cut off disability benefits for that reason alone. Now, keep in mind that you're not limited to the documents that Social Security sends you in the CDR paperwork. You are welcome to provide more documentation, write a letter or type a letter in support, or even ask a friend, family member, or coworker to prepare a letter supporting what your symptoms and limitations are that they observe or what kind of help they're providing to you. If you have any letters from your doctors, you can include that as well, that discuss your limitations and really highlight how your symptoms have become worse or have stayed the same since you were approved for disability benefits. Now, if after sending your CDR paperwork back to Social Security, you receive a cessation letter or a letter indicating that your disability benefits are being cut off, don't worry, you have appeal rights. Social Security gives you a limited window of time to file a request for review or an appeal so that you can prove to Social Security that you should maintain your disability status and you should be approved for disability benefits. Now, you want to pay close attention to that paperwork if you do receive a cessation notice, because typically Social Security will allow you to appeal that within 10 days of the date of the letter and continue to receive your disability benefits while you wait for the next decision about your eligibility. If you wait until after that first 10-day period but appeal within the deadline, which is usually 60 days to file that appeal, then you will not receive your disability benefits while you await that next determination. We often caution people to not elect to continue receiving their disability benefits while they wait on that next decision, because what that could mean is that you may be responsible for paying all of those benefits back, the money that you received while you were waiting for that next decision. If you receive CDR paperwork or you have a question about your eligibility for disability benefits, give us a call. Here at Disability Law Group, disability is all we do.